Today we will be talking about the topic ethics and professionalism. Firstly, we are going to explain the meaning of ethical behavior.
Ooh, what are those?
Ethical behavior refers to the way people behave in a society, that is ethics. Individually, how do people act, that is ethics. And we've got the meaning of professional behavior. Professional behavior, this is the conduct or the way people are expected to behave in a business environment. That is professional behavior. And it refers to what is right and what is wrong, what is
acceptable behavior in a business.
Professional behavior, if one conducts unprofessional behavior, that conduct could lead one to be sentenced, or there will be consequences for that. But in an ethical behavior, there won't be consequences. For example, when an educator smokes in front of learners, that is an ethical conduct. It's a conduct that is not accepted, because being an educator, the learners, they are learning from you. But it's a conduct that, or it's a behavior that won't take you to court or won't make you to face any charges, legal implications. You won't have legal implications. But professional behavior, if you conduct yourself unprofessionally, that behavior could lead you to be sentenced, but there will be consequences legally. There will be consequences on that. For example,
workplace violence and sexual harassment.
And then we will be expected to give the differences between ethical behavior and professional behavior. The first difference, ethical behavior refers to the principles of what is right or wrong in a society. And professional behavior refers to what is right, what is accepted in a business context, in the business environment. And then the following point, ethical behavior confers to a set of values that are morally accepted by that particular community, individual, or environment. And whereas under professional behavior, it's a set of standards that are expected. And the third point, ethical behavior form part of code of conduct, and then under professional, people will be expected to apply the code of conduct. And then that would be the differences that we'll be talking about. Now we will be talking about the ways in which a business can apply King Code principles. These principles were designed by Judge Marvin King. Marvin King came up with these 3 principles that are seen as a good corporate government that needs to be followed by each and every business. So now we've got 3 principles that we'll be talking about. The first principle that we are going to talk about is transparency. Now, when we talk about transparency, it means the business, every decision that they make, the stakeholders need to be clear, need to be aware with it. And then the second point, staffing and other processes should be open.
Honesty and transparency.
And the third point, the employees should be aware of the employment policies. The business need not to hide certain employment policies. And let's say, for example, the law says the worker is supposed to be absent in sick leave for 30 days in a cycle of 3 years. Therefore, business hide the information for the employee. The employee is supposed to know on the employment contract should be available to people. And the other point, when they do auditing and other report, at times the auditing report, they are not favorable to the business, but they have to disclose every information, whether it's a good information or it's a bad information, they have to disclose that information. The business should conduct itself openly so that there is no signs of dishonesty or corruption that they are involved in. And the other point, the business should give details of shareholders' voting rights. They are supposed to be open to everyone. People, they are allowed to vote on the annual general meeting. is the right of the shareholders. And the other point, the board of directors must report on both negative information and positive information about the business. They need to disclose that. They need not to hide any information. Then now let us go to the other principle that we call accountability. Now, when we talk about accountability, we are talking about the business operations. We are talking about the business. If they are producing something, they need to be responsible. If they produce a certain product and that product harm the consumers,
It's too toxic.
it's the responsibility of the business to take care of that mistake that has happened. Now, there must be regular communication between the management and the stakeholders. The business need to be accountable for the decisions that they've made. At times, they made the wrong decision. Now, that decision made the business to lose profit or to be at loss. The business is supposed to be accountable for that. And the other point, the company should appoint the internal auditors, the external auditors for the financial statement. Answers for funds supposed to be there. In other words, accountability, the business need to be responsible for their money, how they use money. If they use it correctly, if they use it badly, they need to account for that conduct.
Carlton, you lost all our money.
And then the last point that we'll be talking about is responsibility. The last principle, that is responsibility. Now, when we talk about responsibility, we are talking about the things that are social responsibility programs that are conducted by the business. The responsibility of the business to ensure that they take care of the community around them, to protect the community during their operations. Maybe if they are producing what, maybe they must make sure that they don't exploit the workers. They must not exploit the community around them. So the business is supposed to conduct itself during their operation. They must conduct themselves responsibly. Those are the three principles of King Codes that we're talking about.